All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Scary Hours Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Los, and I'm here with the one and only Truther.
That's right, Truther.tv. This is episode 9 of a 20-part series. So if you guys missed the first 8 episodes, you should go back and check them out.
100%. So, Truther, today we're going to be talking about the final message. I think, so I want to open it up by saying basically, I think that the world is looking for another message, a new message, a new messenger, a new leader, essentially. And just wanted to get your ideas on that.
You know, have you heard of this thing where they said the Dark Ages never happened? Have you heard about that?
No. Why? Why? What's up with that? I
Okay,
actually
so
just
there's
came
some
around
folks.
recently to the fact that it probably did happen.
Bro, I think what we'll do one day is I'll come up with a bunch of clips and videos and show you, and let's see what you react to it, how you react to it. But basically, like the way the letters work and like how they've like erased history is supposedly we had like Roman civilization and all of that, and then there was 1,000 years where there's no recorded history, and then the Renaissance started out of nowhere.
After?
And so the theory is they
So
just
wait. So you're saying
inserted.
there was Roman, and then after that there was no recorded history?
Yeah, like there was like 300, like all these documents and papers and the Bible and all of this stuff is like 300 BC, 400 BC, 500 BC supposedly. And then suddenly from like somewhere around 500 BC to like 1500, there's like no documented records of like anything from these civilizations.
What do you mean the
And then
Bible's? When you say the
and they
Bible's
call that.
400 BC, what do you mean? Like,
I don't know, but like I don't know the exact details, but basically the Dark Ages
okay.
is like is like a psyop, and they did that to like fuck with the timeline, and like and it's not the first time where I've seen a
But
photo
what
of
is your
something.
interpretation of the Dark Ages? What do you think they mean by the Dark Ages? Because I thought the
Yeah,
Dark
that's
Ages
what I
is
think.
just
I think our current year is not what it is, and it's like
the Dark Ages is a psyop.
like this kind of ties in with Tartaria with the ancient architecture that's not that ancient. Like there's like pyramids all over the world. Like there's Hindu god statues all over the world. There's pyramids in America, in China,
But
in
just
India,
so
everywhere, right?
how does this tie into the topic though of like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
final message?
So you're saying that we're ready for like a new messenger, right?
Yeah.
And I'm saying the timeline is a little fucked with. So it's not the times that we think we do based on like what the Bible kind of like lines up, if that makes sense.
Oh, you're talking about from
Uh,
like a prophetical standpoint?
yeah, isn't that what you asked?
No, hell no. I'm talking more from along the lines of like just what's necessary because of what I'm seeing happening right now. You know what I mean? Like I
Right.
feel like
Yeah, like a new voice of the people. That's
yeah,
what you
yeah,
think
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah. Like the new
But
zeitgeist.
that's what I think is like I think that voice of the people is going to be like um well, first of all, there's a rule that they have is you can't have any living heroes. So whoever's the voice of the people is 100% like a puppet. Like that's like a rule, like a really high up rule. Like
What do
they'll
you mean?
make a
Like they're only
documentary or
appreciated
something.
after they're dead? Is what you're saying?
No, they only allow a person to be a true hero if they're already dead.
Right.
So like they'll do these documentaries of like war heroes or wars. Like they'll do all these stories
Yeah,
of
yeah.
like
But like while they're alive, they're
scientists
like
and
hated
stuff.
and shit.
While they're alive, they literally don't make stories out of them because it's too dangerous for the control mechanism.
Mm.
So what you're looking for is like it's it's not a, if it's a thing, it's going to be a massive psyop, is what I'm trying to
But
say.
okay, so this is what I'm seeing right now. I'm seeing that the world is divided like into too many factions and I think we need somehow to bring peace and love and unity into the world with one consistent message. What do you think? Like who cares if we don't get the credit? Who
Sure.
cares if we're not seen as the heroes
Yeah.
or whatever? Right? But whatever, I think the message needs to come out. What do you think? Do you think it's possible to bring all the sides together?
I think it's already happening, dude. I've been saying this for a while. I think basically the lines are being drawn right now, and it's not as glorious as you imagine it to be. It's never the way you envision it to be, but the people who are know the future and they're we all know, oh, AI and this and that, and they're gonna control us this way and that way, right? So there's a bunch of people who want to refuse that reality and just are sheeple, and they just they go to their concerts and they go to their monthly doctor visit, and they do those people that are like, oh, this is the new toy I got to buy for my kid, right? Those people are, it's not a non it's a non-factor. They're sheeple, right? And then you have a bunch of people who like to think they're aware of things but don't apply any of the things they know to their life,
Yeah, but
right?
I
And
understand the
so the,
problem, but what I'm saying, like, I feel like if we push the issue over and over and over and continually and just kind of like
yeah,
spam, like we just spam the universe. You know what I
right.
mean? I feel like we could make
Yeah,
at
but
least
that's what I'm
some
saying is I
progress.
think those lines are being drawn. I think more and more people are being called to voice their opinion, and the people that tend to side with all of the good things in the world, tend to be more brave, and they tend to be more hardlined, and I
Right.
think people are seeing that they can't easily be swayed or
Yeah, but
bought
so when
out.
I hear that though, what I'm hearing is that there's a problem with the leadership, or that there's a lack of leadership, which then I would just blame on the leaders, you know? Like I can't say like
Right.
obviously there's sheeple and people or whatever, but it's like okay, that's the
No, but
sheeple
the
need
leadership's
a
doing a great job, dude. People love Trump, right? Isn't that right? So there's the crazy people who hate Trump.
yo.
Then there's the vast majority of people that
But I
like
think
Trump,
no. Come
and
on.
then
Truth,
and then
I think
now
it's
there's
pretty 50-50 right now, no? You don't think it's
and then
50-50?
so Trump is losing his like 80% approval rating, right? Because
I mean, he's I've
time is
heard
revealing it.
yeah, I've heard he's well below 50. I mean 80%. But what I'm saying though is
Yeah,
like
right.
just in general, right? Like I looked this up the other day and it said like there's like it's like 50-50 in terms of like Democrat and Republican, you know? So like the Democrats are
Look,
pretty much
dude,
always
they'll
going to be
always say it's 50-50 because they have to make it seem like it's neck and neck.
it's a psyop.
But if you ask a normie, dude, ask a normie.
Okay. On that note, then do you? Because if we just go how based off how we feel, like I feel like it's way more liberals. I don't know. How do you feel?
You think it's what?
Way more liberals. Like 90 times, 9 times out of 10, when I talk to somebody, I feel like they're a liberal.
Yeah. I don't know. I think yeah, I mean obviously liberals will be against it, but the liberals are not the powerhouse. It's that middle ground that sway left or right.
Yeah.
So if the news cycle shows overwhelmingly good things for Trump, then they'll sway right. Right? They don't really have a like they're easily manipulated to whatever the current, narrative.
Let's say this. Let's say this. So what if there had to be any kind of message right now that could bring the world together? What do you think it would be?
Christ is king.
Right. you know
That's
what's
it.
you know what's crazy about that? Honestly, I've recently decided to like stop talking about anything Christian, and like
Okay.
I don't even know if I want to even identify as a Christian
I
anymore
think
based on
better
that.
than that, you would just say God is real. I would say if people could figure that out, then so
Even
much
God,
bullshit.
because you actually, you know what? I actually just thought about that too. You just made me think about something. Like when we even talk about God, it's that's even divisive a little bit.
Right. But you asked me if there was one thing that could get people to stop being like,
Because if you
you
say
know,
Christian God, or you say Christ is King, I mean that's automatically you already know like a crap ton of people are gonna be like hell no, right? Like
you'd
gay
think that,
people.
but I don't know. A lot of people that I interact with are actually in more agreement with me than not, you know? I mean, look, you have to,
Where at church?
I don't know. Well, no, even like when I go out and about, it's just like you talk to people that you gravitate towards. right? And what you care, like if I cared
All right, all
about the
right. Let
game,
me put it
then I
this way.
would start.
Let me put it this
Yeah,
way. So I'm talking about, okay, how do we bring in the hardcore lefties? Let's put it that way.
no, you don't. You don't.
There's no.
Like, what do you mean?
But
You're
there
asking.
has to be a way. How do you mean
Yeah, there is a
how?
way. They need to like. Okay, honestly, like if you want to do it by like if you were God King of the world, right? You just gotta make the times harder so their comforts are challenged.
Yeah, I know. Like and
Like,
that's what, but that's what I'm trying to avoid, right? I'm trying to avoid because I know that
no,
that's what's
that would be
down the
the
pipeline.
best case scenario
I
is an
get that,
economic
but if we
collapse.
get there, then we're all gonna suffer, right? Because you're talking about coming into World War III type of deal. I'm
Maybe, I
talking
don't know. I
about
mean,
how do we, because I feel like the ship is headed in a certain direction. It's basically headed towards an iceberg. And I'm saying, how do we turn the ship? You know, how do we turn the ship
I don't think it's
to
going anywhere, dude. I think this ship is sailing just the way it needs to sail, and I think nothing's ever gonna happen. And all of the world leaders are in on it, and nothing ever happens, dude. Like that's what I think.
So you're just think we're just headed towards monotony? Is that what you think?
Yeah, that's gonna kill out. That's the killer, dude. They cannot have another world war happen because the control mechanisms would be shattered. Like if you
I
cut
don't know.
power out for one, dude, come on. Like I
I
know this.
dude, it's
I'm
like,
telling you.
what do you mean they
If
won't
you
allow war? First of all, there's
if you
already
cut the
war.
internet,
People are in
if there
war
is no
right
power
now.
for 1 week,
Like, there's war
do
in
you know how
Ukraine,
much?
there's war in Iran and Israel, there's
No,
war.
but
And
those are
it's just a
controlled.
matter of time before we get sucked into, we're already
No,
in
dude,
them,
that's all. But
technically. We're
those are
literally
all
financing
controlled.
both of them. And that's
It
my
doesn't.
biggest fear. So my fear right now that I'm seeing is America is being sucked into two different wars, big wars, and I feel like
And
somebody is
Venezuela,
eventually, yeah, that's coming up next,
but
Venezuela. And I feel like eventually somebody's going to take advantage of the situation and say, "Oh, you guys are spread out a little thin. Let me go ahead and whatever." You know what I mean?
somebody once told me that America has two of the largest uh, air forces in the world, and there's our air force, and then our
Yeah.
navy has an air force.
Right. So this is the thing. Look, that's the problem that we have now is that we're living off the fact, like they call it hubris, I guess, where yes, militarily nobody can deal with us head on, but nobody's even trying to do that anymore. Everyone's trying to like do the long game where
It's
they
an
get us.
economic warfare, right?
Right.
Okay,
They get us sucked into like these long, like for example, Russia.
but
Like at this point, I think it's pretty clear that Putin has pretty much laughed in the face of Trump, right? Like he's like, yeah, I'm gonna come to America. We're gonna have these talks that go nowhere, and I'm just gonna keep the war going, keep it going, and y'all are just gonna have to keep paying for it for
yeah,
eternity.
but this is also one-sided because Russia is like on the brink of an economic collapse
That's
too,
what,
but they're
but
also on
we've
the
been
brink of
saying that.
victory,
We've
right?
been exactly. So from what
Yeah.
everything I'm gathering with that scenario is that like Trump literally his one of his last messages about that situation was he was begging all of Europe to stop buying Russian oil. And the only thing I thought about when I read that, I'm like, wait, how has this not been the agenda from the beginning? Like we're talking about years, how many years has it been? 4 years later?
Yeah,
And
but
we're
dude,
just
you're
now figuring
arguing
out that we
from
need to stop buying. So you're telling me this whole time, all of Europe, all of the American presidents,
nobody gives a
they're
shit,
like,
dude.
yo, we're in war against Ukraine. But they're like, we're still buying Russian oil this entire time? Like what?
Yeah, I don't think you realize that war is not what they tell you on television, dude.
No, I
That's not
get
the
it. I
purpose of
get it.
war.
It's just what
So
I'm
so
saying.
why? So no, you tell me then why are we in Ukraine? What's the reason? Why are they attacking Ukraine? I mean,
Honestly,
dude, it's
yeah, I think like I said, I think what it really is Russia is using it to like basically squander our money long term.
no,
Eh,
no, I don't think so at all.
what do you think it is?
I think it's so we get a bunch of Ukrainian immigrants to keep our economy going, and Russia gets a bunch of land.
No.
I think that's the
Wait,
deal.
you think we're getting an influx of Ukrainian immigrants? Where? In the United States?
Yeah. If you go to the Northeast, you'll see it more prominently,
Is that
but
happening?
that's
I
the
didn't
same
even
thing with
know.
Palestine.
Look,
Yeah,
I'm fine.
we're
Look,
taking all of the
I'm not even look.
Palestinians.
My thing is this though. So you're looking at that from more of like a Illuminati secret organization is running
No,
behind the
it's just
scenes.
obvious. I mean, you're viewing
Cause
it
cause
like
I'm
two governments oppose each
yeah,
other.
yeah.
That's not how it works.
I understand it may not work that way. I don't know.
Not even close.
But I'm
Because
really like
like, what is
leaning
the
towards the
government?
fact that it is working that way.
No, but the government is like 20, 30 oligarchs in America, 20, 30 oligarchs in Russia. Some of them have competing interests. Some of them have
That's my
key
point. Yeah.
infrastructure that are not
Because
interested.
this is
Some of
all
them
right.
are.
So the deal that I understand is that it's the central banks. They fund both sides of a war, right? But that doesn't mean that they're necessarily pulling the strings, right? They're just pretty much letting all the countries have whatever opinion they want to have, and they're just saying, "Here, we'll fund it." You know what I mean? And then ultimately, like if a country doesn't pay their money back to the central bank, then that country pretty much is like the one that ggets decided to lose. Like you're there, you guys are gonna lose. We're gonna, you know what I'm saying? You guys lose, and then that's how, and then
I
we
mean,
take
that
over your
could be
country.
one way it plays out, and that's probably one way a lot of the wars play out. Um,
But anyway, so because now we're getting into war, but again, so my thing is this: whatever, there's wars happening, we don't know, cool, whatever. My thing is I'm worried about the people, right? Like the temperature is hot. Charlie Kirk just got assassinated, and I was started thinking like, man, Charlie Kirk just got assassinated. Trump almost got assassinated twice. There's a lot of politicians that I've been hearing of lately that like have attempts on their life. I'm like, what? So I'm just trying to figure out how can we bring the temperature down. That's what I'm trying to focus on. And I want to get
yeah,
your
I don't
opinion. Like,
think.
what is your
I
thought?
mean,
Because it sounds like you're not even in
it's
the
not
headspace.
it's
You're like,
not
man,
even
fuck the
possible
left.
to bring it down.
How? Why?
It's not
Why?
even possible, and we're nowhere near the boiling point. That's the thing. We're basically like barely past the freezing point, and like that's what we're seeing. You know what I mean? Like the world was chill, and now a little bit of it's thawing off, and we think it's going crazy. It
And,
hasn't
and
even
and when you're
begun yet.
talking about the boiling point, you're talking about the fact that like all the hate that's going on, right? Or what are you talking about?
Yeah, we're not even
You're
close to
saying we don't
like
have
a
enough hate
bad
yet?
time. Not even close, dude. Not even close. This is like baby. This is like baby steps. Like we're like if people can't handle this right now, oh my god, they ain't
Well,
ready
look,
for
I don't,
anything.
I'm
Is
not
what
even
I'm
gonna
saying.
argue with that because, yeah, I mean, I guess in terms of like before we get to a
You
civil
have not
war,
seen you have not seen like an incel rise up yet. You know, like the incels right now are still in their 20s. Some of them are in their
what do you mean?
30s.
Like Revenge
A
of the
lot of them,
Nerds?
the real incels are like in their teens and they haven't even hit the age where they're like incels yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, okay,
they
but,
still haven't
but what
even
I'm
like.
saying is so okay, good, but then that means that we have time to correct the course, right? For course correction. That's what I'm hearing from you. So again, like, are you
Yeah, I
saying
mean,
right now? Wait, because this is now mind-boggling me. Because I get it, but I think you're an intelligent man, and I think if you wanted to, you could come up with some sort of messaging that
I
could
mean, I already
unite
told you, like, yo, I mean, point of my channel is to show that it's possible
through
to
Christ,
do everything that you need to do, right?
through
Like the
Christ.
content, the mindset, the lifestyle, it's all
Yeah, yeah,
possible.
yeah.
It's not hard.
But I'm
And
saying like I'm not talking
and
about
it's
from
not
like a
glorious either.
no.
That's the
What
other
what I'm
thing.
saying is this, because there's something that the left wants that the right that they think they're not going to get from people on the right. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I want to hear
Yeah,
that. What
well,
could the right?
the left wants what their hearts desire,
Uh
and their
huh.
hearts are wicked, and they don't realize it. So like I don't know what else to say. Like they want their
So
comfort, they want their YouTube, they want their Marvel movie. So you just keep giving them that. That's it. That's all you got to do, you know? And if they get too uppity, you knock them down a few pegs by having Trump. You let Trump
this
parade
is
around and shut
this is
them up for
tough.
a couple of years,
So true,
and
but
then
you
you
don't think
slowly,
that it's rhetoric like that that is causing the issue right now.
bro.
You're
It's
like,
so
because
easy
that's
to
what they're
manipulate
like. Literally, that's what's happening
both
now. Is
sides.
everyone on the right is saying that everyone on the left is evil, and everyone on the left is saying everyone on the right is evil, and then we get
Sure.
nowhere. But I think there is a middle ground. Like for example, right? Like I feel like the left is pretty much just worried about being accepted. I think they want somebody to tell them, you know what, you guys are accepted. For some reason, they feel left out, and they just want somebody to say, "No, it's you're okay." You
Yeah,
know,
but it's like I don't know, man. Like I said, you want the left to get on board. You just keep giving them AC and car parking, and let them pay by toll from their phone, and have their drinks on the weekend, and give them like, like a new movie every now and then. Thrones, like and it's
okay,
just
what
like
would you
that's it,
do? What would
bro.
you
It's
do?
like that
Okay,
simple.
okay, what would you do if you were the what would you do if you were the president? What would you say? You were the president. You're the president
If I,
now. Truther.tv.
no, 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 not president, God King of America.
Yes, fine. God King. You were the
Don't give me
pharaoh.
such a low title like
Yeah,
president, dude.
I forgot. I
I want to,
forgot.
border czar. No, I want to be Czar Czar.
Czar,
Like
czar,
king
the
something.
czar. Yeah, yeah,
If,
yeah.
how Trump names everybody the czar just to
Yeah,
like,
yeah. The crypto
yeah.
czar. Yeah,
I want to be the czar's czar
the czar
of
period.
America.
All right, so
Yeah,
you're the czar of America. Are you just
yeah.
gonna like
I would,
placate to the
I would
right and then
round.
manhandle the left, or what?
Here's how I would fix America. I would take every single citizen and deport them. No, I'm just kidding.
And then you have to pass a
That's
test to get
like
back in.
just kick everyone out. Be like, no, this is my place now. You can all leave. No, find another country. Let's start over. Um, no, that's like this is like it's like one of those things where there was a type of me that would love to like imagine this thing, but that's I've read a couple of things in the Bible, to be like imagination good, and I'm not the president of America, and it's to imagine that too, because like I don't even know what it's even close to what it's like to being the president,
Right.
and I know that sounds like, oh, what do you mean by that? I mean, the amount of power and influence and friends and like, you know, like there's just like I- I'm like generations away from even
Yeah,
understanding what
yeah,
it could
yeah.
be like. So it
All right, so
doesn't
I'm
even
gonna tell
make
you my
sense.
vision. I'm gonna tell you my vision. This is my vision.
Okay, yeah, you
I
tell me
think
your
we need to
vision.
get rid of religions.
Okay.
Because unfortunately, as much as I want to be a Christian and like push Christianity and all that, because I think it's the best, I think it's just causing people to say, well, okay, well, you're a Christian, well, then I'm a Muslim, and if you're a Muslim, then I'm a Jew, and then we get stuck there.
Do we though?
We
I don't
do,
know.
we do, because like
I
I
really
was,
don't know many people who are like that in real life
who's
at
not like
all.
that? Who? What do you mean? I don't know anybody who's not like that.
Do
Everyone,
you do
okay.
you wait? So when I mean I have Jewish friends and I have some Muslim friends. When I talk to them, we don't disagree on. We don't have arguments about it.
No, no, no. Well, I guess that's not
Yeah,
what I mean to
we
say
don't.
is like whenever we try to so yeah, I mean in general people don't like try to compete about their religion, but what I'm saying is like for example like what's going on in the Middle East right now, or what's going on with Israel
Yeah.
and Hamas, right? Like they're fighting over a piece of land, right? And why do they want that land so bad? Because it's the Holy Land.
Well, that's what we're told. I
Well, what do you
mean,
think? What do you
sure.
think?
I mean, but once again, you're assuming the war is about the land, or are they simply making it a drama as a distraction for the purpose of the land? That's the thing, right? Like same thing in Ukraine. It's not about the war in Ukraine. It's what is the byproduct of the war, right? So
So okay,
it's really just to drive a world
so
economy. That's what it
somehow
is.
yeah, so somehow we would have to stop seeing ourselves as different, right? No countries, no religions.
Yeah. I personally think that's really stupid to ban religion, because religion is probably the only thing that is keeping this country in a
Yeah, yeah,
sane
yeah.
position.
And that's
Because
true.
then because the default is science, and you can say anything about science. Like you could label something as
Yeah,
mentally
yeah, but
ill
I
and
think
then
that's the
just tell
problem though.
everyone
So I
like,
don't, when I say like get rid of religion, I don't mean get rid of God. Like you can still have God, and I think everybody who believes in God can still believe in a God, but What I'm saying is this like
Yeah, but that's
idea of like these old beliefs, these old doctrines, dogma, texts,
yeah.
scriptures.
I literally think that's one of the foundation that actually maintains the rights and it keeps like sanity. Because like I'm telling you, man, if you get an expert to testify in court that says this because of some scientific journal, and that is what they're basing it on,
I'm
that's
not
why
talking
we have
about
a lot
that.
of
I'm not
craziness.
talking about that. I think yeah, like I'm talking about
But
just
you,
having general morality be the religion. You know, like we all agree on a set of
right?
moral standards that
That's
are more
fair, but
universal than because I feel like, for example, like
but
when I hear
every real religion is basically like 70% in common with morality.
that's what I'm trying to say
Right.
exactly, and
But
so that's the
the
part that's
issue is
annoying to
not
me is that look, most religions agree. Let's just say the top, actually, probably all of them. Most of them agree on like majority of things when it comes to morality standards, right? But then you just have
right.
like these small differences, like what's the name of the God that you're doing it in the name of, or like what's the,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And it's silly because when I think about if
I
any of those
really don't
gods,
think
if any of those gods actually exist, like Allah exists or Jehovah or Yahweh or Buddha or any, I don't know what the names are, but if any of those gods actually exist, it sounds like they want the same thing for the most part. And I feel like if we just all could get our act together and say, okay, let's all agree to these, you know, not killing, not stealing, not lying, not whatever,
yeah.
I think that would be enough. I think God would be way more proud of us for doing that. You know what I mean? Other
Yeah,
than
well,
saying like, this is my holy land, this is my rock, this is my, I know God's name and you don't. You know what I mean? Like all this other
dude,
stuff.
I don't think the world is that divided on religion. I think the world is divided on atheists and religion more than it is divided by religion.
Well, that's the other
Like
thing.
the
That's the other thing is,
non-religious
yeah, yeah.
people.
So that's the other thing is so we have religion is one, and I'm only saying religion because like that's what's happening right now in like Israel and Palestine. But the other thing is like, yeah, like so here in America internally, we're not maybe not divided on religion. We're divided on other things, like you just said, like
The
transgenderism
problem
and all that stuff.
the problem is not there's Muslim and there's Christian and there's Jews bickering. The problem is there is a rise of non-religious believers that is ruining everything because they don't have you cannot settle on moral
Yeah, but that's not true.
codes
That's
if you
not true
don't
though.
have religion.
But
Yeah, it is.
that's not true. No, it's not. Cause you're are you gonna tell me that like no, bro. Look, I don't even want to get into that right now. But
Okay. I
for
mean,
example,
look, like
well, because there's just I mean it's just a fact. For example, like you're making it sound like you don't see any religious oppression happening around the world. Maybe you're just not like tied into those type of circles. But when I'm on my feed, I see a lot of religious oppression. You know, and I see a lot of people talking about each other's religion all the time. Literally,
are
people are
they in
always kind
America
of
or are they in
killing. No,
another
no, in
country?
other countries in the Middle East. It's mostly all in the Middle East and Africa.
Yeah, if you're a Christian in the Middle East, it's probably not a good time. Is that accurate?
Yeah, for sure, 100%. That's
Yeah,
one thing. Yeah, that's for sure one
yeah.
thing. But yeah,
So you're
so
right about that. But you said in America, what could solve it? You didn't say in the world.
oh no, I'm talking about the world. Yeah, yeah, I'm talking about in the
Yeah.
world.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
No,
the
yeah, in
people that
America it's
oppress
different.
Christianity, like so, Islam technically allows religions to practice, but that's a lie because you have to pay a tax, and it's
Yeah,
not really safe for you to be a Christian in
right,
Islam.
right,
Christianity is like the most persecuted everywhere. Like you're not gonna
exactly.
it's a good time anywhere. Only in America is it really easy, and it's just me people basically atheists and soft.
Right, right, right.
Um,
So that's one side
so
is religion on that side. Then in America, to keep us to your point, is yeah, I think now I'll tell you what my idea for that is, and I want to get your opinion on that. Is I think we need to bring back segregation. To be honest with you,
yeah, I mean that would be like race or religion or both.
I feel like it would be more on an ideological. So like left leaning and
Yeah.
right leaning should be able to have their own
Yeah,
areas.
but it's already done, dude. That's already a thing.
I
All the
don't think
leftists are
so.
in cities.
I think it
Leftists
needs to
are
be
in cities.
worse. I think it needs to be worse than what it is now. So like more clear, more obvious, more because what
Yeah.
we have is like you said, we have a state, right? Where in that state you have your pockets of like left-leaning people mainly but then there's like some right leaning people that have to like live there and they kind of have to tolerate it. Where I think it should just be more clear and just say, look, everyone in this state is on the left. You guys take this whole side of the state, and everyone who's on the right takes this whole side of the state.
Yeah, I just don't. I mean, if that means there's a war, that's the only way that happens is through war. I mean, like, like we would need to be in World War III for that kind of
What?
population movement.
What?
That's
But
just
but
not
but but that's the
possible.
thing is like I think we just need to organize
I mean,
around
but
it.
they do that. Corporations do this all the time, right? They'll set up a new hub in a city, in a state they
Nah,
want to
yeah, yeah, but
turn in
it's
a
what I'm
certain
saying.
direction.
But this is what I'm saying is that it's way too disorganized at this point. It's like we're allowing it to happen naturally. Where yes, then that is by done basically through violence and war and disagreements and infighting. Where what I'm saying is like somebody needs to just take over the control and just say, look, boom, the left side of the country is for lefties, the right side of the country is for righties. And here I'm gonna spend this amount of money to basically relocate everybody who you get to move. Like you give them a stimulus check or whatever, you get to here's relocation money. And everybody just pick their side. You get what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
I
I
think we
mean,
need
people
that for a little
are
bit.
kind of doing this right now, though. Like they're already segregating themselves in this fashion. So I don't think you need to force it. I think people have already done this. COVID was a great time frame where a lot of people repositioned themselves.
Yeah, but again, you're
The
talking
more
about
people
letting
I
it
talk
happen.
to,
When you do it naturally, that's what causes the fighting, right? Because if you just do it naturally, just let it happen, then yes, it could
yeah,
happen over
I mean,
time. But what that
it
causes is
settles off in a
friction.
good place.
Yeah, but that's
But
going to be years and years of fighting and arguments and
But
people getting, you know what I mean?
what do you mean? I mean, most people aren't fighting though. They're just going to work, saving their money, and then they can't wait
No,
to
no,
move to a better town.
but we still have this issue where we're like, bro, it gives everybody an excuse because then they go, oh, this is happening to me because of the right, and then no, this is happening to me because of the loonies on the left, and it's like, bro, okay, you know what? Then everybody just break up. You go to your right, and we'll go to our left, and then you can't blame nobody anymore. You know,
Yeah.
it's like we're stuck in this
I don't
dysfunctional relationship where it's like you just want to blame the other side for everything that's happening to you. Where it's like, okay, let's remove that possibility. You know?
I I genuinely, and I've interacted with tons of people. Like I try to talk to everybody. I try to make friends with everyone I meet, and I try to get to know like a bunch of people. And so honestly, I really don't see that unless if you're talking the protests and oh this guy's protesting this week and then this other protest happened next week. And
No,
I
no.
think it's
What
just
I'm
like
saying is like, for example, okay, the obvious issues, right? Like abortion and gay rights and
yeah,
immigration and those are usually the hot buttons for everybody, right? So what
right.
I'm saying is like instead of having one president, maybe we need two presidents, right? The president of the
Yeah.
left and the president
I
of
mean,
the
I
right.
think I get what you're saying. Like like people want the president to do something. Like for example, let's take abortion. People want the president to take a certain stance on abortion
Right,
and
right.
like
Yeah.
enact it.
Yes.
And
And
other
when he
people don't
doesn't,
want that.
yes. And
Right.
when he doesn't, and that's literally like a
But here's
never
the thing, you
ending
don't but
topic, right?
here's my opinion about that. I don't like abortion. But it's like everyone who I know that isn't about abortions one, and you don't need to legislate
Everyone who
like
isn't about abortion, what?
the people that I know that would are against abortions would never have an abortion. So they're automatically voting with their money and their decision. And the people who would will go ahead and take it and have an abortion, right? So like people are already voting with their money. And I don't think that you can't force the change. The people get the type of leaders that they deserve. So we are a wishy-washy people. That's why we're allowed that can be wishy and do optics and games because we deserve that because that's the type of people we are, right? If the people typically actually didn't want abortion to be legal, then it would not be legal. You know what I mean? Like the people technically have to tolerate it in order for it to exist. if the people don't participate in the system, then that is the real metric that is alarming. Like one of the things that Trump did is nobody was watching anything mainstream media at all whatsoever under the Biden administration. Like zero views, right? And so one of the things, and even while Trump was running in his first office, more so in his second term, he gave credibility to the mainstream media. Yeah, he was saying fake media, but he went on the fake media's platform. So this is an example of like how you play mind games and you actually low key propagate the system, right?
No, but
So you're
I'm trying
saying
to
the
what I'm trying
president
to
has to
what.
make a stance on something.
Hmm.
He doesn't. The people are already making their stands. Like that
No,
like
no,
I know so
I'm not
many
saying no, no,
people.
no, no, no. What I'm saying is this though, like the left and the right, like right now, like what we currently have, right? There's one president. The president is either Democrat or Republican. And if he's Democrat, then for those 4 years, Republicans are like, "Oh, fuck this president. He's gay. He can't make a sentence. He's stupid." And they're like, "This is why America sucks because of him." And then when he's Republican, the same thing happens on the other side, right? So what I'm simply saying is we have two presidents, right? And we get a Democrat president and a
But
Republican
don't
president.
you think that the people who genuinely believe that are just part of a retarded class of society?
That's my point is that I could feel that way if I want to, but then the problem is that's division. That's gonna always that's what causes the fighting. You guys, I'm just gonna act like I'm in the middle. You think they're retarded, and they think that you're a fascist, right? And so
No,
what?
because
Then what?
I don't care for either sides. Everybody who I know that doesn't care for Democrats or Republicans are pretty chill people. The people that I know that are
Yeah, but truther, you can say
staunch
that, but
Republicans and
in
staunch
reality,
liberals.
yeah, yeah, but in reality, you're conservative. I mean,
Now, granted, I'm more likely to relate to people who are Republicans, but people who are no, but you're describing a type of person that is like, oh, that's a liberal. I don't like them, right?
no. Why
And they're
why
Republican.
would I be saying that?
And you're
Nobody like
describing a
especially
second
on
type
the
of
right.
person,
No.
right? But you're describing two types of people. You're describing people who think when the Republican person's in power, everything's shit, and another type of person who sees a Democrat in power and thinks everything's going to shit. These
You
are
don't
shitty
think the
people.
majority of people are like that?
No, the majority of people are in the middle, and they're kind of like, "Hey, the news is telling me we're good or we're
So
bad."
you're
Like
telling
they
me
don't
that when
really
you
have.
see the mass majority like
Yeah,
anywhere, you're feeling like, "Oh, everybody's pretty tempered?"
yeah. I think
Hell no.
people. Yeah, dude. I
Hell
think
no,
most
dude.
people,
What?
if
Where
news
are
is
you?
trending, if news is trending, then maybe they're having an opinion that, and then they're on to something else, and then they're on to a TikTok meme, and
No,
they're on
dude.
to some
I
other news
definitely
story,
feel like
and then
there's
they're on
nothing
to a
but
new
all
TV
I
show.
see every day is nothing but outrage. Left and right. Just outrage,
Yeah,
outrage,
but are
outrage.
you on? Is it on social media or in real life?
Well, so to me, what it seems like is that on social media, where everyone can pretty much say whatever the fuck they want, they're
Yeah, but
giving their
that's the
honest opinion.
algorithm. That's your algorithm feeds you the same
No,
shit over
but
and
it's
over,
not
and it's
even the
infinite.
algorithm. No, it's not the algorithm because it's like you that could fly if it was like just on Instagram or like X or something. But like I'm talking about even on Facebook, where it's like my literal friends and family are on there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, your friends and family are on some algorithm boomer shit, and they haven't realized that they're being manipulated. You can
But think
people
about what you're
don't
saying. Think
realize that
about
the
what you're saying. You yourself are saying that people on the left are like you're literally saying they're mentally challenged and
no,
evil.
I like hippies the most. That's one of my favorite demographic of people in this world,
So, but
dude.
so you
I
just said
and
that they
those
were
are as
evil.
left
You
as
just
left
said
come.
that, but you just said that they're evil.
When?
Like 10 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago. You said
Well,
that they
no,
were evil,
atheists
and then
atheists are no, they're a reason why there's a lot of things going to shit, but I would say hippies are probably the like my favorite group of people in the world.
yeah. Look, I don't
And then
disagree with you.
Christians. Like
I just think that there's something that needs to change. I don't think like I used to feel like that everything was just fine if,
You
you
know,
know,
you
we
know, you
just
know what Jews call that? Tikkun olam. That's like they're saying. You know that? You know what
I've
that
heard you
is?
say this before.
Tikkun olam is like the world needs healing and the Jews can do it. And so they keep trying their ways to ease human suffering when it's not possible. If you want healing, you need a unification and you need a monoculture and you cannot get a monoculture in an empire. That's just retarded. Like you can get a monoculture in your life. Like if you're saying your friends are on Facebook, I think the problem is Facebook. I don't have Facebook.
No, no, bro.
You know
I'm
what I
talking
mean?
about like my I think you're so what I'm trying to say is like my
Okay.
real life friends and family that are in my real life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay? They're my so like
So
my social media is broken up into different parts. So like Facebook though is the one that's like most closely related to like my physical life. You get what I'm saying? Like I don't
okay.
add people on Facebook that I don't actually know.
Maybe I think the solution might be to not do you talk about politics to them at all or no?
I don't talk to them in person about politics for the most part, but like
Okay.
I do
But
express
they're
my political views.
constantly okay, yeah.
And so like
Yeah, I
that's the
don't know.
thing is
I
that they'll
mean,
post their and again, it's not like anybody's trying to have these conversations. It's just like for example what happened with Charlie Kirk the other day. As soon as that happened, people were like, you know, I saw it clearly. Some people were happy, some people were angry, you know?
yeah,
And
but
it's like they're
here's
just
what I'm
so
saying.
opposite. They're just so opposite on their
Even
reaction. It's like
I know,
insane.
but here's what I'm saying is even though they're real life friends, plus they're on social media, I think that is the thing. Is like if you have friends that are using social media day and they're not aware that they're being used by it, they will always have divisive opinions because the whole point of social
Yeah,
media
but I
is to
feel like
be
you're being a
divisive.
little I feel like you're being a little unfair right now because as much as you might want to say that you're not falling under that category, you still your beliefs would be divisive to them. You get what I
Sure,
mean?
I'm not saying that it's not, but I'm saying I'm aware that when I get a feed that they're trying to what my algorithm is,
I know
I'm
that.
aware.
Yeah, I know that. But
Right.
regardless of that, you still hold those beliefs, right?
Sure,
Regardless
but
of
I actually
whether,
don't really share them like on social media anymore. Like not for years. I don't even dude, I don't even read on my phone. So like realistically, I'm not that person because I'm not on social media like what I'm saying is like
I think
you
you're
can be
just
divisive
focusing too
about
much
anything.
on social media because like I don't
Bro,
care if
bro,
it, regardless if you
there's
talk about it on
divisiveness
social
in like
media, you
diet.
still feel that way in real life, right? You're still a conservative Christian on nationalist probably in real life, right?
Yeah, but I don't really feel divided in that sense. Like what I do feel is the like the journey is a solo journey, and so that is the struggle, but that is the journey. Now, the divisiveness though, like I know what you're trying to say is your friends are politics. Well, if I have a bunch of friends that are into fitness, well, they're divided on fitness. They'll constantly be talking about how this diet is better or this workout is better. Like you have divisiveness everywhere about every, you know, maybe that's the nature of certain people is to be divisive. And, I mean, I have friends who are liberals that, are just chill to hang out with as long as you don't hit the
Yeah, I
cause,
just I don't know. I feel like
division,
you're
right?
I don't know. I don't think you really have your finger on the pulse right now. Is what it feels like, honestly.
Maybe.
Maybe it's because you're in like a certain place where like most people have your views. I don't know because you're in Florida.
Okay,
Um,
I'll tell you this. I haven't been following much about the Kirk thing, and I have not commentated on it. I don't,
yeah, like because
and
that's the part that's
I
surprising to me the
choose not to
most,
know about it.
and
You
that's
know
what I'm
why I
getting
choose
at.
not to know about it? Because it'll be a stress thing. It'll be a division,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and so
And I
why
get
do I
that.
feed that energy?
Right. I get that. You're right. And but that's also why I'm surprised is because like that is the most pressing issue right now and that's the hot button and that's what everyone's literally talking about and everyone is
Yeah, let's
super
see. I mean,
divided.
look, we'll only know. Time will only tell because you can have a bunch of angry, and then like like how many times have we had events happen where this is it? things are turning up. Oh, things are getting bad, and then it
Yeah,
just
yeah,
dies
yeah.
out in 2 months,
No, I
right?
get that. I'm just
So
saying, like, and this is the problem is that what I'm trying to say is like before time has to pass, and then like, yeah, we move on to the next topic. What I'm just simply saying is like, what could be the message right now in this moment? You get what I'm saying? Um, you know, that's what I'm trying to get to.
um, yeah, I mean, there's a message for everyone that needs to be heard, depending on what type of path you are in your journey, I guess. I don't know. I mean, the message that I would tell people that are in the same position as me, they're already doing it. You know, grow food, start growing your food, get independent of money because, you know, economy is gonna get rough. Rich or poor, you got to get off the dollar. You know, you got to have zero dependency on the dollar. That means if you want AC in the house, you got to figure out electricity. If or give up AC. Like, those are your two options. So like that's where I'm at. I've drawn my lines. I think everyone needs to draw their lines and then test if they're willing to die on it. That's just like the path in life, right? And I think that'll give clarity to where things are really important. And I think a lot of people like to think they're drawing lines in the sand and it's not really there, you
Yeah.
know? And
Yeah,
those people
my
are
biggest issue for me is like, so I guess because what you just said a second ago about, you're off the algorithm right now, so you're trying to avoid being stressed. So I'm completely engulfed in the algorithm and I'm getting stressed, right? And so I think that's where I'm coming from, which is like, I need to bring the temperature down for myself and for other people, is what I feel like.
I
You
don't
know,
I'm it's not that I'm not on the algorithm. I mean, I look at YouTube shorts. Actually, I stopped Instagram because I just kept saving too many reels to make content on and I just ended up with like thousands of them. Now fucking YouTube introduced shorts, so that's a thing that's killing my time. But honestly, you can curate your algorithm. You have to be
no,
aware of
but that's the thing is that I don't
this,
want to
you
go the
know?
route. I don't want to go the route of like, oh, I'll just pretend none of this is happening. No, I want to address it. I want to say, okay, this has
Yeah, I
definitely
mean,
happened.
if you really care about it, then you have
Hmm.
to make content on it and share as much of your voice on it if it's something you really are passionate about. You
Right.
know what? My algorithm keeps showing me clips from the Breaking Bad, which I give no flying fucks about, and I hate to see it. And I'm almost happy that they show it to me because they completely do not understand me. You know what I mean? Like I love it. I whenever I see a Breaking Bad clip, you know what I do?
How is that
I sit
happening to
there
you?
and I watch the entire thing, and I'm just like, wow, they
How,
fucking don't
see,
understand me.
but
I
that's
love
weird
this.
because I feel like my algorithm is totally dialed in to what I want to see. Like,
You
how
might
is that
have to
happening
go
to you?
into your settings and say delete history and start it fresh because every now and then they'll show me a football thing and I'll scroll right past it so they don't even suggest it to me until like 80 scrolls later maybe they'll talk about. You know what I mean? Like the algorithm tests you on what you give attention to,
But wait, no, I
watch,
get that,
like, comment.
but what I'm
Yeah.
trying to figure out is like, why would you be ruining your algorithm? Like that
I'm
sounds
not.
kind
It's
of
just
dumb.
the algorithm, dude. There's no. I think one of my problems
Because what
is
you
there
just
is
literally
no
said is
content.
that you're avoiding what you do want to see, and now your
No,
algorithm's feeding you a
when
bunch of
I
stuff
want
that you
to
don't
see
want to see.
something, no, there's a difference between entertainment and then like seeking information.
Hmm.
Most of my stuff that I do is not on the algorithm, right? Like when I'm like, oh,
Like
I want to learn about
why?
something,
But
I
why?
look up I look up a particular person, I see if that person has a new episode or if they have a particular guest and they're talking about a specific topic, right? And if that hits something I'm intrigued in, I will listen, I will watch it. If not, and I'm taking a shit or I'm about to fall asleep and I don't have 2 hours to listen to a lecture, I'll scroll through the fucking thing once or twice a day, and it's all bullshit, dude. The whole algorithm is designed to like just fuck with your time and your energy. Like that's you never get anything really good out of it unless if you're like
I think you're coming from this
super
like
into a topic.
grandstanding position right now, where you're like, I'm above
Is
the
it?
algorithm. That's what it
No,
sounds
no, no.
like.
it's just not a thing. Like I just
Because
don't
I just
see
don't see,
like
literally, the algorithm is literally listening to you right now, number one. And number two, I've just never been able to, like, no matter
they
what
don't
I
fucking
do, the
understand me
algorithm
at all.
knows. It's weird because I've never seen that. I feel like for me, the algorithm has just been so spot on. It's like laser focused. Like as soon as even if I start watching something different, it'll immediately shift to that. It doesn't even take
Yeah,
time. You know what I
I'm
mean?
just my thing with entertainment is it's all stupid and it's all retarded. Okay, I'll give you an example.
What are you
Like
speaking from,
when
like an
I'm
ideological standpoint where you're like,
no
this
no
is where I want it to
actually what I
be?
do like this maybe it'll give you some clarity as to what or explain my position. But okay, let's say I'm gonna do some farming, right? And it's like I want to grow tomatoes. I'll search up tomatoes. You know what I'll do? I'll be specific. What tomatoes are used in salsa? What tomatoes are used in like curry? What tomatoes are used in salads? Right? This is like a hypothetical, and so I'll get my answer, and then when I get that information, I just look up when I planted
Bro,
versus
but
who this
I
right.
get, I can't,
This
I gotta
involves
call
this
out some
involves
bullshit though,
zero
cause like, no,
this involves zero media.
I get
There's
what
no
you're saying,
scrolling for
bro.
this.
I get that, but you're not gonna tell me that you don't scroll ever, dude. Like this is
No,
just silly.
right. I mean, look, I scroll on. I watch YouTube Shorts before I sleep for like
Okay, so
15
whatever you're
minutes, 20
watching
minutes.
is gonna compromise your algorithm. Even
It's
if, bro,
all
I'm
ass. It's all ass, dude. That's literally. It's like it's so nauseatingly trash. I can't even explain it. Look, okay, sports, I don't give a fuck about. Movies are
Dude, I
boring as
get
hell and they're
it, but what I'm
stupid.
trying to
Okay,
explain to you is that no
politics
matter
is
what is
retarded
coming up
and
on your algorithm, it's because you're watching it. There's no way around that. Whatever you're watching, even if you think you're not watching, even if you only watch it a little bit, it will tune into that.
it tries. It
It doesn't
tries.
try. It literally,
It
what?
tries.
I cannot,
Bro,
bro.
bro, I'm
The
telling you,
algorithm
I'm
is
literally
so
scrolling.
reactive. On my side, the
No,
algorithm is super
dude. I
reactive.
will
If I
dude,
click on one
yeah, but
video
this is what you're not
once, it
understand.
goes
Listen,
boom, and
no.
all my shit shifts to that.
I'm telling you, literally, I will scroll on social media to find like two or three good posts in like 30 minutes of scrolling. And then the
I,
rest of it is
now,
just like,
well, okay,
don't
now,
care,
yes,
don't
okay,
care, don't care.
now, whether it's
What?
good is a different topic. I understand sometimes we get shitty like
No, it's
quality,
all
but
shit.
I
They'll
get that.
randomly
But
throw
what
in
I'm saying
dog
is that the
food or
topic is still gonna be spot on though.
a spot on to what? To
Like if
me,
you
what I
if
like? No, no, that's what I'm
like,
saying.
to not,
If
I don't even
I
look. If you
only
want to deny that it's what you like, but it's gonna definitely be spot on to what you most commonly watch most often.
It's not though. It's
There's
not.
no
You
way.
don't,
Then what is the algorithm then? If that's not the algorithm, then I don't know what
dude. The
is.
algorithm feeds you goislop. If
Mine
you are
doesn't.
into goislop, you will find it
Bro,
entertaining.
mine literally does not do that. Mine literally, so if I, for example, with this topic that I'm talking about with like this world religion stuff, if I watch like Muslim stuff, my whole algorithm will just start feeding me Muslim stuff. If I watch like
Yeah.
Charlie Kirk stuff, it'll just boom, all of a sudden it'll just go to
You
Charlie
know
Kirk
what we
stuff.
could do one day? I can just pop up YouTube right now and hit short and just keep scrolling, and I'll tell you my opinion about
Yeah, it's
short.
weird, and that's
And
why I'm so
that
surprised because I do this all the time. Like, and if I watch gaming content, it'll switch over to gaming content. Sometimes I even
yeah.
go because I know that like I'm in a little bit of an echo chamber with my feed. So sometimes I'll purposely click on stuff that I normally wouldn't, like Democratic or left leaning stuff, and I will literally start getting stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? Like literally,
Yeah.
I had a friend the other day who sent me a clip of like she was like, I don't know, we were talking about like, what kind of feed do girls get versus what guys get. And she was complaining that like she's like, "Oh, I see all my guy friends like they get hot girls on their feed." And she's like, "As a girl, sometimes I wish we could get hot
I
guys."
literally
And
get
she's like,
zero of that.
and
I
like she
literally have
sent me a
zero.
clip of like a hot guy, and my dumbass clicked on it, and then all of a sudden my feed started fucking going to hot guys. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, so I don't understand how in your
Yo,
world, how is that
yo,
not
let me tell
happening
you.
to you?
I'll tell you a story.
How is that
I'll
not
tell you a
happening to you?
story.
No, but how is that
What?
not
No,
happening to you?
yo, because you're not fucking with your settings on your app and on your
What
phone and on your
settings? But
computer.
what settings are you clicking on
Dude,
where
I've gone through every single app on my phone. This takes about an hour and a half. disabled everything. I've cleared all of the search history. I've deleted all
Okay.
of the apps,
Yeah, maybe
and
that's
then
what
you
it
do the
is.
same thing for your
Well, then, then, then,
computer.
then why are you
And
complaining about the
also
algorithm when you turned it off?
also the algorithm. Also, you got to turn off like you got to use
Bruh.
privacy things for
I
your
get it now. Well, okay,
browser.
now that makes sense though. So you're basically you don't have an algorithm because you're just
No,
resetting
no,
it all
they
the time.
try. So every now and then they
Yeah, of
try. So I'll
course,
tell
but
you right now.
they're not gonna be able to
But they
pinpoint it
get it
for you.
wrong all the
Of
time
course.
because yeah.
But that's your
But
fault.
it's
They're
not.
not getting it
But it's not.
wrong.
It's
You
not. But
have
it's
the
not that.
settings turned
No, no,
off.
dude.
This
It's
guy's like
not. It's.
browsing on like
It's
a VPN with private browser
no, no,
history and
no,
all
no.
that, and you're like, why don't
Bro,
they
you're not
figure me out?
understanding,
Yeah,
dude. Like I will search for specific things on YouTube. I don't look at it for entertainment, and then they'll think that I want to see that in my shorts, and I don't give a fuck. Like for example, I was looking up some stuff about dogs. And now they keep sending me dog stuff and cat montages, and I don't give a fuck. Right? So they assume what you search is what you want to see. So in some sense, you're being used by the algorithm, right? Like you are being shown things that
that
feed
could go
your
both ways
desire.
though. But that could go both ways though, because I've just learned to manipulate my algorithm, because I know exactly what it's
Yeah. I
doing.
mean,
Right? It's trying to
it's tough.
mimic my
It's
behavior.
tough.
But all I do then is what I do is if I want to see a certain type of thing, I search it, I click on a couple of those reels, and then my algorithm switches. That I mean, it's that quick. It doesn't even take time.
Maybe it's just a level of like I have you noticed this one thing though, like certain theme songs to shorts will be like looping a lot, like a trending like like sound over. You know what I'm
Yeah,
talking about?
yeah. What about that?
Right. So that's another part of the algorithm that tries to get, oh, he likes the sound bit, so let's show him more clips that use this thing as like, I mean, there are so many ways that attempts to put you in a thing, but realistically
Bro, the
speaking,
algorithm
most of
even
those things
knows.
suck.
The algorithm even like can tell like what, like, it can even tell
But
like
the
what.
stuff that I like, they cannot inherently show because it is inherently anti-algorithm.
That's the
You get what I'm
that's
saying?
the part where I'm calling bullshit because
Stop the
like
cap.
literally I'm super like people would consider me like right extremist, and my
Yeah.
algorithm shows me right extreme stuff.
Like what?
Like I mean literally everything Trump
Like
related, like
beheadings?
stuff
Oh
behead,
yeah.
like anything that like literally. But even that though, even that, like, so the other day I went down the rabbit hole of like looking up extreme,
In shorts?
like
You're getting
terrorist
that in your
stuff.
shorts?
Yes, bro, yes, on Instagram. I
Bro,
don't know
I
about
watch
YouTube.
like a Trump live stream every day, and I think I get zero politics.
That's weird as hell. I don't get it. Yeah,
Yeah, I
you
don't know,
must. Your
man. I
settings
just
just must be super privacy.
no. I mean,
Like you.
yeah. I think what happens is like they like if so actually no. You know what? They know that I will sit there and I'll watch an entire Trump live stream like from the Oval Office on some bullshit. Like I'll sit there and I'll thing or listen to the whole thing. So they suggest that to me in my live streams. But they never put the politics in my shorts because they know I'm just gloss over. Right. Maybe they do have some things figured out, but realistically, I'm just there like I want to see truly beautiful and inspirational things that are unattached from like material clout and struggles. So
Yeah.
like how like that is a really tough thing to sell me because even if you go into that route, I will not listen to a voiceover of a guy doing a speech. That's
Yeah.
gay. Like I don't fall for these marketing trends and these little like it's just not a thing. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like there's some gems of reels that I save at this point, and the rest I will gloss over. I save nuggets of information,
Yeah.
and it's not scientism either. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Like I have to search deep and wide to find something that is truly worth looking at, which is
Worthy
probably
of
one
your
of my
highness.
problems. Maybe this algorithm has me figured out. We're gonna get this guy to spend 20 minutes of his
Trying
time
to
on
find
here.
something.
We have to show him bullshit
Bunch
and
of
then
slop.
trickle in one or two things. You know? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well,
Maybe.
let's because let's wrap it because we're getting on close to an hour.
Okay.
But so basically, yeah, I just, I hope for me anyway, and I'm trying to rope you into it somehow, but like, I want to try to figure out what is the, I'm trying to figure out what is the message. I'm trying to figure out what,
This whole time you've been trying to get me onto this divisive shit, and I'm
no, well,
like,
not the
nah,
device. Well,
bro.
my thing
Nah,
is,
bro.
about the, my thing is not, I want you to at least, like, again, maybe again, if you don't see that the world is divided, then maybe it's not your thing. But I feel like the
No,
world is
I was
divided.
actually in that place, dude. I was in that place, and
Yeah,
I realized that that place there's no winning because nobody wants a solution. They want to bicker, and 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 like that is a
that's
bullshit
weird because
place
it's like
to
I'm
be
in the
at.
opposite place right now. Like I feel like everybody is tired of bickering, but that they feel like they can't do anything but continue to bicker because both sides are
Yeah,
unwilling
but
to
but that's
collaborate.
that's usually a byproduct of another thing. Like it's
Yeah.
not a thing in itself that's a standalone problem.
Yeah. Well, I
You
mean,
know,
so for
like
anyway,
like
so just to wrap it though, I just want to let everybody know basically. So my mindset right now is going to be about trying to bring together the left and the right. I want to try to figure out how can we unite and how can we like what is the message that is going to be unifying. I want to figure that out, and if it doesn't exist,
what's a good unifying message? Something that's good for your wallet at the end of the day. And because that's all personal interest that everyone has that's in common, right? What's good for them and what's good for their wallet.
yeah,
And
yeah,
realistically that is a lot of the
yeah,
content
but
that
see
I
the
am making and what I want to make and that I
yeah,
am living.
right.
So that's my solution.
Yeah, and maybe that could be it, right? Maybe it just make everybody richer and then everybody will be happy that way. But I'm afraid
Yeah.
literally that like we're heading towards like a failed like planetary system unfortunately right now. So, yeah, I mean, my
Well,
biggest thing
I
from
yeah.
people again just to wrap it I just want to wrap it here is just to let everybody if anybody's watched this long and you have any ideas to unify the planet, I want to hear from you. So that's it. So besides that, just thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.